Hey, Terry. Just getting the chat set up here. Oh, I just kicked the table. Hope you're well tonight, my friend. How's my sound? Is it crackly? It was a little crackly yesterday. I noticed, especially when I got a little bit loud. Yep, I think maybe here. All right, go to live chat just in case. Hi, CK Art. Hi, Diana. Sorry about the lighting. I'm still streaming from the couch right now. Hi, Les. Good to see you. YouTube told me. Well, I let my channel be demonetized, so YouTube doesn't like to promote demonetized channels. Hi, Greenwich Lisa. I think it's Lisa, right? Could be wrong. It's been a while. It's good to see you. Good to see everyone. I thought I'd flip through the last two sketchbooks that we didn't get to yesterday and do my 100-day. I haven't done my swatching yet today. Sin. Oh my gosh, I do that. Oh, sorry if that was loud. Oh, I'm sorry, Sin. It's been a few years. Like, this is the second time I've streamed. Like I said yesterday, the YouTube told me I hadn't streamed in 4 years. I should have known that. That's unacceptable. I apologize. This is just some blind contour drawing. So I apologize. There's going to be weird shadows and I don't know. I got lots of lighting, but yeah, it's hard. It's hard, Les. You got to keep up those number of hours. So now, you know, we're back at it. We'll get there. I believe. I have faith. We'll get there. Thank you so much, Diana. So I said on Facebook, I don't even know anymore because we used to use Twitter all the time. I haven't even looked at Twitter in forever. So I don't know how to even communicate. Like, you look at Facebook and all the posts are from days ago. I don't know how quickly that you guys see them. You know, I don't know. I don't know how to announce it. I guess I could use my community tab, but then you'd have to be subscribed and have notifications on for it to show up properly. We're just looking at some lighting here. That looks pretty good.
Yeah.
I think so. I'm going to do some watercoloring here shortly. How's my water? It's not. It could be worse. It's not that. No, I guess we should get some new water. I know, it's also trash over there too. It's like, what do you do? I don't know. I'm so not techie. Like I was saying, I did say yesterday, when I am not online, like, I'm really not online. I'm not looking at Facebook. I'm not looking at Instagram. I'm not looking at very much. You get your notifications. Welcome, Paige. YouTube's finicky. I was wondering, like, even thanks, Leslie, to schedule my live stream. YouTube Studio is a little bit different on how to go live. I was saying yesterday, so I took my autofocus off, which means I don't think I can go very close. Oh, yeah, I guess it'll still. Because yesterday was just unbearable with the autofocus. So I took the autofocus off. Like, you can't, when I streamed before, not with my, not with the MacBook Air, but when I streamed before, Logitech had like a little pop out thing where you'd be able to zoom or change whatever, but not anymore. So I have to put the settings on first, or change the settings first, and then go and stream on YouTube. So I don't know if it's because of this is a Logitech C90 and it's not like the C90X, or that sounds like a workout. That was P90X. That's a workout thing. But tonight is my day off. Tomorrow's my Monday. So I figure I'll get a little nighttime stream in. Appreciate everybody being here. Did it even go? Yeah. Like, anybody use the threads on Instagram? Like, what is that like? Is it supposed to be like Instagram's version of Twitter? And everyone, if you haven't, visited Les at Comfortable Shoe Studio, I think you can click on her name, or it used to be this way. I think you could click on the name, Comfortable Shoe Studio used to be able to take you to their channel and you could subscribe from there. But as I was saying yesterday, Les is one of the first people, definitely the first person I ever watched streaming live over on Ustream 15 years ago, I think it was, because I've been streaming for 15 years and Les was streaming before me. So, but she has some amazing, almost daily videos. Lately, she's been doing watercolor blog people. Like I was saying yesterday, I really enjoyed the series on value journaling and values. So go check her out. She's one of my favorite artists. Threads is a lot like Twitter used to be, but not great. Well, I guess it's better than what it is now. I won't even know how to log in anymore. I don't even know if I have. I haven't looked at that password in a long time. But we'll get started here shortly. Hopefully everybody's doing good. So yesterday we looked at sketchbooks 1 and 2. Today we'll look at 3 and 4, and then we'll do a little bit of watercoloring. My watercolor journal I was showing yesterday, the one I'm using for the 100-day project. Oh, I feel like I'm so far away from my camera. I'm streaming from the couch, guys. We'll be doing some art from the couch tonight. What was I saying? Oh yeah, it's pretty tiny, so I'm gonna have to. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. That's true, Les. It's better than the dumpster fire. That is, little by little, I have to learn how to do reels and all that fun stuff on Instagram. I'm not techie. This is number 4, so I guess we'll go back to number 3. All right. I guess I should. I haven't done my intro in forever. Do I remember how to say it? Welcome, everyone. My name is Paula Phillips, also known as Journal Artista. This is a live video with a live chat. If I'm talking to people, it's the people in my chat. I'm so happy everybody's here. We're going to go through again my sketchbooks, the mark making ones that I've done in the past couple months, and we'll do some watercoloring. So then again, this is number 3. Yesterday I showed number 1 and 2. These are just cheap journals from the Dollarama. I'm Canadian, so Dollarama is like, I don't know if you would call it like Five Below or what, but they have a lot of their, hey G3 Brenda, they have a lot of their own brand, like a branding, I guess, but really they're just putting their name on other stuff. But this is literally $4.25 at Dollarama. It's mostly what I've used. I do have a backup. I have one a number 5 that I'm working on right now, but I need more backups. It's really, I don't know what's my problem. So this is one number. All right, let's see how it goes. Sketchbook number 3, not art journal. I started this one on January 16th and I finished it February 7th. On February 7th. Hi, Judy. So good to see you. So a lot of it, just like yesterday, a lot of it's scribbling. A lot of it is, again, about, reactivating my muscle memory and drawing, get my hand moving, just getting used to everything again after such a hiatus of not doing any art. They look a lot like your Five Below sketchbooks. That's what I thought. Les has some amazing videos on budget art supplies as well over at Comfortable Shoe Studios that she likes to use Five Below journals for her everyday. Do you call them everyday journals? I think something like that. Not every page is finished. I was using some gel pens here. Now the paper, it was interesting because I had some of these sketchbooks, from a few years ago that I used up to my first 2. And then when it came to this journal, sketchbook, I guess they're journals, I found the paper to be even more cheap, and then you could really see the lines from the other side. This is just the acrylic paint markers that I was showing yesterday with the shaky balls. Sometimes, so I was doing a little bit of Zentangling, Zendoodling, I don't know which one. Everything Everywhere journal list, that's right. So just, again, these are those acrylic Sharpie, maybe not just Sharpie, could be the Dollarama ones, but the acrylic creative or acrylic paint markers, the ones with that don't have the shaky balls inside, but I really enjoy them. Tempera paint sticks. This marker was drying out a little bit. I did buy some 9B pencils, so I was just drawing, a few shapes, see how dark they were. More tempera paint sticks. I did a lot of coloring, in this journal. This is just Sharpie marker where I twist it all about to get interesting lines. I like how when Sharpie marker bleeds through to the back. More tempera, and again, I was saying yesterday, Les uses them a lot as well over on her channel, but they're just so cool because they're permanent. They're permanent. They dry quickly, and they're pretty. Not pretty. They're very vibrant. I'm not sure how my camera's picking up on the fluorescent. They don't bleed through moleskin. That's awesome, Amethyst. That's one thing I haven't tried it on is a moleskin journal. But they haven't bled through anything so far. And like I said, I just love how it gives such a solid color versus like water-based markers, whether it's Tombows or, Crayola Super Tips or something like that. And this is literally, guys, just letting my hand move wherever it wants to go. Sometimes I color them in, sometimes I don't, all depending on whether I like the shape that it's given me or not. Well, there's tempura sticks, which I just bought at Amazon. Oops, on Amazon. I don't even remember. Or tempura. Tempura is a batter, right? Tempura is a tempura. I think are the sticks, but they look similar like this. These ones are the Studio brand. That's what I was trying to remember from Dollarama. So Dollarama does have a set of 12 for like $5 if you live in Canada. These ones are called solid gouache. Wait a second, this doesn't belong in there. I've got so many different ones. Some of them call them solid gouache, some of them call them tempera sticks. But just go on Amazon and search tempera sticks. They're kids type supplies, but they are fun and cheap and awesome. They come in a lot of colors. I have some, they're affordable. I have some that are fluorescent, some that are pastel. You could buy a big set of 36, whatever you want. Now the markers I keep talking about, and there's so many different acrylic paint markers out there. The Sharpie brand is pretty expensive. I am excited about their new colors, but they're called Sharpie Creative markers. I took my autofocus off so it wasn't so annoying, but now it's going to be a little bit challenging to go close. But that's okay. We'll work it out together. That's why I'm test streaming. Welcome, Marilyn. Artsy girl, Marilyn. So wonderful to see you. My mother's name is Marilyn. I love the emojis. How cute. Just some tempera sticks. I really like. I was saying yesterday, I really like this brand of acrylic paint marker. It's just one of those no-name brands from Amazon, but the tips really last. And I've gone through, I don't know, probably. I apologize if you can hear Bella whining over there. I've gone through at least 12 of these. I need to learn how to refill them. I think there's a way to refill some of these markers because I am producing a lot of waste. I've done 4 sketchbooks, 4+, and those acrylic paint markers, the ones with the shaky balls, I use a lot as well. Like all of this is done. This is done with the tempera sticks. Fun and cheap. So just lots of drawing. It feels so good, especially if you suffer from anxiety or stuff like that, just to put marks on paper, whether they turn into something or not. Just moving your hand, it's so good for me. This is one of that Helen Wells exercise I was talking about yesterday, but I hadn't filled. Not everything's finished in this journal. Or sketchbook, I kind of just go with the flow on how I'm feeling. If I can come back to this page and look for more interesting shapes to color in, let the shapes bleed together. I do like using Sharpie because I like to turn it around and see other interesting shapes that those create. You can get empty pages. That's right, Les. I've seen them. I might have one or two. That's for sure. So you can see how easy it is for me to fill this in within 2 weeks, or to fill up a sketchbook within 2 weeks. Did a little neurographic art here. Sometimes I use just regular old crayons. Oh, Asha's scratching. Asha, come! Everybody wants to see you. And she could not hear it all. So before I would say no scratchy or say something like that, but now No, you can't hear me, my lovey lovey. Aw. Still healthy, just can't see or hear. I was playing around. I think this marker was drying up, so I was just playing with some fun shapes on that side. I yes, and I have a lot of Posca markers myself, which are definitely not cheap, but I need to use them because they're expensive, and the worst thing that could happen is those would dry out. Because I had to throw out some cheap ones. I had a whole set where they were thinner ones though, and they just all dried out. Even the ones that hadn't been primed yet, I'd had them for a few years. They were completely dried out, completely dried out. But that's okay. Things happen. I I kind of all I can do now is go forward, try to use up my supplies, enjoy them. That's what I'm doing in this book. You see, I use up some of them. In fact, it gives me so much joy and pleasure to use up a pen or a marker, especially a big pen. There's nothing better than the feeling of using up a big pen. I have a vase that's kind of wonky like this. It's got like a bubble, and so I was doing some blind contour drawing with that, and then I did it multiple times, and then colored in with some black, just pencil, just other lines. I don't know what I was doing over here while I was doing. I don't know what I was doing. I was just turning the page. Sometimes I start with these squiggly lines to do some neurographic art, and then I don't finish it. I just do a little bit. Welcome, Michelle Bell. Hopefully everybody's doing well today. Anybody arting along? Anybody doing anything exciting at the same time? To make the paint for it, mix soft body acrylic with airbrush medium. Interesting, because that's what I was thinking. Less just airbrush medium, black airbrush medium to fill them, but a soft body acrylic. Like, I wonder, do you have to use some type of syringe? Hmm. I think that's a video idea for you, Les. I think it sounds good. Drinking some coffee, guys. Drinking some coffee. Here's one of those pages inspired by Helen Wells that is completely filled in. But it's so interesting to see the positive and the negative shapes and the different shapes you can use in other aspects of your art. These are some blind contour drawings drawn by my boyfriend, both in pencil and really nice. Not blind. Well, some are blind, and then he was actually looking. I showed this one yesterday. This was a drawing of him of what he thought is sail. Well, it's very reminiscent of drawing on the right side of the brain, right? Where you're where she talks about how you have a certain way of thinking of what things look like in your brain, mostly from childhood, and then when you actually use a reference, it's completely different. So that was from here. This is me just loosely drawing a mountain. I thought about coloring it, but maybe I'll come back to it. Jake drew this and colored that in. It's fun that he's using my sketchbook. I believe I did these too. This looks like flowers, but it's actually one of our pedestal lamps. Lots, lots of coloring. I really like how this turned out. This was just, again, using the black acrylic paint marker and just coloring it in with one of those multicolored pencils. Betty Franks, is that Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain? Was that her name? I have that book. It's been a long time since I looked at it, but it was so mind opening. That's for sure. This is colored in with the acrylic paint markers, non-shaky ball kind. And I mean, just look how vibrant it is. It was running out a little bit, so you can kind of see some of the. Does that look blue on your screen, guys? What do you see on my screen here? It looks blue, but in real life, that's purple, like a royal purple. Oh yeah, Jake's showing me over there. It looks blue. Yeah, I mean, when I say purple, it's a royal purple. Got to think about how to fix that. Thanks, Paige. Thanks, Michelle. The little Zentangling, I did leave some white. I colored in some darker rectangles, lines to use white pens over, and then I didn't do it. More scribbling, more coloring. And the acrylic, like these Sharpies, or like I said, if you're Canadian, you can buy some. I think Amazon sells some that look like this as well. Let me put, sorry, I had my coffee in my hand at the same time. They have a bullet tip like this, but they work really well as well. They were only $5 for 12, I think. But I think on Amazon you can buy cheaper ones. I have some in my over there in my backup container, but for another day we'll look at some of them. We'll compare. We're gonna compare some acrylic markers later on in the coming future. Some more blind contour drawing. This was obviously a pop bottle that that went a little wonky, and I draw that vase a lot. This was blind contour again, a bottle that I colored in with the tempera paint sticks. This was just a mug. Gosh, that looks really light on my camera compared to what it is. Some neurographic art, more scribbling. Well, I guess it's different. Like this is scribbling, and this is kind of mindful of where I'm looping and drawing lines. I was going to do some Zentangling in this. Hi, Vale. Wonderful to see you. Thank you, everyone, so much for being here and supporting me. I truly appreciate it. Hit the like; it matters. Hit the dislike. Either way, I'm happy. But it really does matter. It really does help all of whoever you're watching it. It really like and subscribe and all that stuff. It really does help. Comment, even if it's just an emoji. An emoji. I remember you're from Burlington. Oh, I'm so far away now, Vale. I moved from Burlington to Whitby, and now I'm back in Toronto. Actually, Toronto proper, not downtown, but I'm in Toronto. In Toronto, I miss Burlington a lot. Actually, hey, Dart. Did I say Toronto? I meant Burlington. I miss Burlington a lot. I miss my job. I miss being there. I miss everything. It's really interesting. Like I can really tell what I've colored with the acrylic paint markers and what I've colored with water based. Sometimes I did triangles. This is a little tempera paint stick as well as the acrylic markers. Thank you so much, Michelle Bell. That is so sweet. Oh, thank you. I know it's been so long. That's why I'm truly grateful for everybody being here because it's after 3 years of not only not being on YouTube but not being around at all. I know I worried people. I know all of those. I had a crazy time in my life, but we're back. I feel good. So I truly appreciate everybody coming back and everybody supporting me now after all these years. I haven't ever forgotten about anybody. I think about everybody often, but sometimes when I shut down, I just shut down completely from everything. And it was a pretty stressful time when I had to move and all that stuff that has happened in the past 3 years. But everything is calmed down now, and I'm slowly getting. And during those 3 years, I barely did any art. We talked a little bit about yesterday my morning pages journals and some of this stuff, but I just hadn't felt motivated. And through these sketchbooks, through my morning journal page, my morning pages journal, and through these sketchbooks, I've really I felt so much better, and really wanting to get back into art journaling again. Thank you, everybody. My Timmy stories. Well, I definitely don't work at Tim's anymore. I work very close to Tim's, but no, I work in a big grocery chain warehouse right now in inventory control, and I really enjoy it. I love it. I must say that my entire team, everybody in the office that I work in, I absolutely adore. We have good times, we laugh, we joke. It's very rare. I don't know if I've ever worked in a place where I wasn't, annoyed by one person or another. Like, it's really good. I really enjoy it. It's far. I do take the GO train I do take the train. It takes about 45 minutes every day. My wrists, Marilyn, I am on one of my, actually, believe it or not, one of my mental health drugs helps with nerve pain. So it's a lot better. I haven't felt any pain. And I also don't, when I worked at Tim's, I used my wrist all the time. Now if I'm using my wrist, it's just in my sketchbooks. It's not in, my actual job. So that's good. That helps a lot. More blind contour drawing. I was playing around with some, I don't even know what these are. Kind of supposed to look like ferns. Kind of not. I don't know. I'm chatting and not flipping. It's near graphic art. I started to create this, and I was going to do a whole bunch, same as this. I was going to do Zentangling in it, and I just didn't. Some of these will be so fun, I think, to go back to. So maybe once I finish my fifth journal, my fifth sketchbook of mark making, I'll go back and add some stuff. I didn't even know what I was going to put in this frame, but it was fun coloring. It makes a big difference for sure. Enjoying where you work and enjoying the people that you work with, that's for sure. I didn't see if anybody said that they were doing some art at the same time. One good thing about using these sketchbooks being so cheap from the dollar store is that I felt no ways about just using it up. Where just saying, oh, I'm just going to scribble on this page. This was, with my eyes closed, blind, um, just scribbling. But I felt no qualms or no ways about filling up a sketchbook that cost me $4 compared to, some of the more expensive sketchbooks I may or may not have. Oh, that's awesome, Paige. Some random stuff. Same Helen Wells. I know I keep talking about it a lot, but the same exercise. I don't know. Yeah, you can see it. The one, the one downfall for the Sharpie paint markers, acrylic paint, or well, they call them, excuse me, the creative markers. The white is not the best. So you can see that her exercise is to grid off your sketchbook and then make random shapes in each one. So I should have done the grid in pencil. I sometimes do, sometimes don't. This was done with the Shaky Ball acrylic paint pen, and then I used the white Sharpie over top. You can see there, but it's not exactly. Oh, that's better. It might have, if I do 2 layers, it might help a little bit. But they're not. Oh yeah, that helped a lot actually. But now it looks a little white because the paper is kind of off white. That's awesome, Les. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate you. I appreciate your videos. I know I need to do better at commenting, but I watch every one of your videos, the entire thing. I find you truly inspiring, and I always have for the past 15 years. I credit you for a lot of this art journey. I truly appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. And everybody, don't forget, before Les leaves, click on her name. It does go there. I think it'll direct you to her channel. Go subscribe. Some more. This is a salt or pepper shaker. I don't know if you can tell. This was my blender bottle, but that looks absolutely nothing like a blender bottle. Awesome, Sin. Looks nothing like a blender bottle. But I enjoy just mark making, just doodling. I don't know the difference. I don't, like I said yesterday, I don't know the difference between drawing, sketching, doodling, mark making. What am I missing? Zentangling, Zen doodling. Like there's all these different, who knows? Just make marks. I'm just making marks. I definitely need to go back. Like I created so many of these darker spots to add white, and I have so many different white. Exactly, Michelle. Les is another artist that you're happy about coming back to YouTube. Same. It's amazing when I look back through this though that it only took me just over 2 weeks. Now, given I don't have children, right? So I do have some time on my hands sometimes. And I did most of this in front of the TV while I was just watching or listening to something anyways. Just my hand coloring it in, some neurographic art. I really like to do the neurographic art with the Sharpie markers. This is a ketchup bottle, if you can't tell, or upside down ketchup bottle. Still love me some ketchup. I do like this. These were both colored in with acrylic paint markers. So vibrant, guys. I think they're so whatever technology they came out with these acrylic markers, I make sure I store them upside down though. But other than that, I just am in love with them. Two-tone colored pencil, same as here, just colored in some pencil. Coloring is so therapeutic to me. Then I got in a kick of drawing these weird looking flower leafy type things. But I liked them. I really enjoyed doing this. Sometimes I would just color in one, sometimes I'd color in them all. That one I colored in just graphite pencil. A little smudgy, but we're good. Probably going too slow because there's a lot of these pages there's not much interesting. So that again, that sketchbook. This was number 3. Started January 16th, finished February 7th. Number 3 and number 4. It's the last one. I only got a couple pages done in my 5th one. Now this journal I bought at many years ago. I think it was when a bunch of us went to Buffalo. 14 years ago or something crazy. I know for sure I bought it at Barnes and Noble in the US. And I started at 3 of those Dollarama cheaper books, and then this one was more expensive. Not a lot, still from Barnes and Noble. But the paper, I thought, oh, it's going to be good. It's going to be great. It's got white paper. I was, missing white paper because that's kind of like an off-white, not even cream, but like an off-white. So yeah, you'll see here, after using that, I was not happy with the paper. But you live and you learn, right? Doesn't matter. This is just a mark making sketchbook. I started this one February 7th and I finished it on February 20th. This is one of my favorite crusty bit jelly plate from a long time ago. When I first started my jelly plating journey, long time ago. But it was one of my favorites. That's silver. It's so nice. I love it. So I did use this a while ago. I started that, so I just turned the page and just started fresh. Now this journal, like this had sketchbook has perforated pages in it, which is a little frustrating. But mostly it didn't affect it. Oh, I'm gonna rip out pages. Let's just leave it like that for a little bit. Let's just leave it like that. Thank you, Angela. But I really was not enjoying the paper. It's much slicker. It bled even more than the $4 sketchbook. Just my regular acrylic markers I was using. I was trying to use up some markers over here. More drawing these little, I don't know if they're flowers or leaves. Enjoying using up markers. I apologize if it's a little washed out now. Hot mess. Still saying it. Looks so vibrant on screen though. These were tempera paint sticks, and I obviously did not let them, like it created mud. I obviously did not let them dry enough in between. That's for sure. Some neurographic art. Like, see how the neurographic art starts like this, and then when you start combining them together, like doing your roundy bits, then you get that look. So obviously I didn't finish that one, which is okay. Again, cheaper sketchbooks. Well, this one wasn't as cheap, but I wanted to use it up. I had it so long. I have had it so long. Some mountain ranges. More coloring. I don't know what I was doing here. Literal scribbling. More scribbling. Using up markers. Just enjoying moving my hand. A lot of hot mess going on here. A lot of spaces where I didn't do any Zen tangling. I like this kind of shape. That was nice, fun to make. Again, I don't know if they're leaves or what, but I enjoy that. I enjoy this page a lot. And I do love me some triangles. More tempera paint sticks. And the fun thing about this, like I could just take a regular, let me see, what do I have around me? I have some Sharpies. I have that paint pen, but I want to show something more. Hold the fort. Let's see. I do have some Sharpie pens. Let's see, I think this is a black Sharpie pen. But the tempera paint sticks, they dry so nicely, and then you can write over them and it doesn't like mess up your marker. It doesn't dry it up. It's not gonna, this is dry. My marker is dry and it's not because, ooh, is that looking, I'm wondering if that's looking blurry. Anyways, you can write over it, which is exciting. I really like them. Cheap supplies. I enjoyed doing some coloring and mark making over here. Oh, that page is coming out. That's bad news. This sketchbook. I will not buy another sketchbook that's perforated, I'll tell you that. Unless it has spiral. If it's spiral bound, it's not as bad. But if it's bound like this, it's pretty frustrating. The more I flip through this, the more excited I am to come back and add doodles and add other colors to these pages. I just find all the shapes so interesting. I don't know if my chat froze or if everybody's just so enthralled at my sketchbook. I'm just kidding, guys. Nobody has to chat. I'm just happy you're here. I'm just happy to be here. More Sharpie. I like how that looks. More shape exercises. This one I didn't finish coloring in. This is an older Liquitex Basics big chunky paint marker that obviously I accidentally dripped everywhere. I primed it too much. I dripped it everywhere and all that stuff. Diana Trout, look who it is. Oh, my friends. Diana Trout is an OG in the art journaling community. If you don't know, she has a book out called Journal Spilling. Now it's been around how long? How long ago, Diana? But Diana was probably the first person I watched doing any type of watercoloring in her art journal. I can remember a video from years ago. We're talking 15 years ago about with just using some old Crayola not old, but Crayola watercolors and making them vibrant. But yeah, it's been a while. It's a wonderful, and that journal spilling. I'm not sure if it's still available. I'm sure, I would imagine. Regardless, if you can find it, it's. I think I was just looking at it the other day. Actually, it's still very relative. Is that the right word? Relative book, like whatever's trendy right now. It's still just as amazing, as it was back 10 years ago. But definitely check it out. Thank you so much, Diana. What an honor that you're here in my chat. I truly appreciate it. It makes me feel good. Mm-hmm. Journal Spilling's a great book. Hi Sharon, good to see you again. I'm back. We're gonna do some. I'm almost done flipping through this sketchbook, and then we'll do some watercoloring. My boyfriend did this with the tempera paint sticks. He was just drawing a landscape. How can we forget Lady True North Jean? Hello, hello. Wonderful to see you. Wonderful to see everybody. I really like this page. I loved how the purples and obviously purple and yellow are contrasting colors. I loved how that looked. Some gems and some more blind contour drawing of that same vase I have, and I was just turning my sketchbook. This was Valentine's Day, so you can see that for Valentine's Day I did a bunch of heart type pages near graphic art that I didn't finish. But again, when you have a cheap sketchbook or you have an older sketchbook you're trying to use up, I don't oh gosh, I don't like the way this worked out. But anyway, it's uh, I don't feel bad just making a mark and turning the page. And if it's not fixed, if it's not finished, then oh well, I did this little landscape thing with tempera sticks. Aw, Barb gave me a shout out on Drama Free Friday. I miss Barb Owen over here on YouTube. Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you, Barb, if you're watching. Oh my gosh, you hear Asha? She's scratching her ear. She can't hear me even though. Excuse me for a second. Asha, come on. No, enough. Can't give her, like I said, she's deaf, so I can't give her commands anymore. Oh. Hi, Elizabeth. Diana is definitely famous. I definitely remember Diana Trout. Who can uh, if you've been art journaling for a long time, we all know who Diana Trout is. And I'm so honored. So honored. Did a lot more scribblies on toward the end of this sketchbook. Some leaves. Hey Carol, welcome. Just finishing up this sketchbook. Again, it's so interesting. This is my boyfriend drew this. What a tree was from memory versus something created from reference. Which is so nice. Am I going the right way? I am going the right way. If you know, you know. More scribbles back here. Again, at this point, I was just so over this sketchbook. I was over the paper. It was too slippy. Anyways, it doesn't matter. I feel so good about using up this journal, sketchbook. I keep calling it a journal, but I guess technically it's a sketchbook. Again, that was another 2 weeks, and I have a fifth one right now. So I apologize for the lighting. Right now I'm streaming from the couch. So we're gonna do some art from the couch just like years ago. If I can find my watercolor journal. I just had it here. There it is. So this will be an interesting test. How am I going to... Hi Linda, good to see you. This is my 100-day project, or the 100-day project watercolor journal. I'm doing watercolor swatches for 100 days. Today's day 13. I haven't done it yet, so I thought I would do it with you guys today. I'm hoping that... See, white balance is going all over the place. I took off autofocus, so now I've got to focus. Took off autofocus, so now I've got to focus on how to focus on the white balance. Because that, in real life, that's fluorescent. That's fluorescent watercolors. So today we'll do some... I don't know. Do we want to use... I'll give you some options. We have the granulating, what I used yesterday, which was the Granulatenza Gambi. Oh my gosh. Gansai Tambi granulating watercolors. Hi Z. Zandra, so nice to see you, my friend. Wonderful to see everybody. I truly appreciate everybody being here. Hey Patty. Oh, I hope you're well, Zandra. I think about you so much. I think about everybody so much. Don't even if I'm not around, it's not like I've forgotten any of you guys at all. So we could use Gansai Tambi granulating watercolors, which I find like when I used them yesterday, and I apologize if you can't even tell. I took the autofocus off, so it's not going to give good close-ups like it did yesterday. Like if I go this close, it's never going to it's not going to focus. Oh, I gotta figure out. We'll figure it out together, my friends. At least it's not at least it's not zooming in and out like it was yesterday. So we're one step better than yesterday. I also have this watercolor palette. This is just some random crap. But inside I have some pans. I do have like I guess that's a Jane Davenport or a Prima pen in there, but most of it is Daniel Smith watercolors. I was thinking about this is neutral tint. I did have a swatch card that's also not filled out completely or to scale. So or right because this says Hansa yellow, and I put in that blue, the iridescent, brilliant iridescent blue. Um, just looking real quick about my chat. I have the chat really blown up because this girl needs glasses now. I mean, I've always worn glasses, but I need reading glasses. But anyways, this is neutral tint. I was thinking about seeing what would happen if I mix neutral tint with one of my reds, either either the Pyro red or the Quin rose. I wonder if it would make a purple. Neutral tint is already kind of purplish. It's not going to show properly. The next time, anyways, we're gonna work this out together, my friends. Each stream will be a little bit better, whether it's sound quality, whether it's video quality. We'll work it out together. Aren't these cute? I've seen a lot of people have these. Buy them on Amazon. They are heavy. I was very surprised at that how heavy these little vintage clips are. I know a lot of people have them, but they are very, like, you think that maybe, they're cheap, but they are very heavy and nice. Thank you so much, Sid. Thank you so much for being here. I should have ordered two because I need one over on the other side. All right, so should we use the Gansai Tambi watercolors, or should we try the neutral tint with the rose, with the Pyro? No, I think I would use quinacridone rose. Which one? I do have another clip over here. Maybe I'll just use a bulldog clip over there. For what I use. Paula, can't speak. I need a drink of water. I just got an old instant coffee jar here that I use for my water. Just put it right there. What should we try? The one thing about these watercolor swatches for me is it's meditative. Usually I do them first thing in the morning. I make myself a cup of coffee. I sit down, do my morning pages. So I do coffee, morning pages, and then I do my watercolor swatching instead of today because I was wondering if I was going to, or I was thinking I might do this tonight. So I held off from doing them this morning. I want to try see what happens with some neutral tint and quinacridone rose. Why not? I just need my palette here. Oh, and it's ready. No crying. I have been using just this palette. This is a Medine palette. I need a paper towel. Have me a paper towel. I have one of those continuous sprayers. So I'm just gonna spray it a little bit and clean off some of this fluorescent paint. Just wiping it over here with some paper towel. I'm using tonight, so this is a real quick, I'll take this off. I showed yesterday, but just in case you missed it. Oh no, almost fell. I bought them on Amazon in a 2-pack. I think that they're 6x6. They could be 5x5, but they're Funto watercolor journals, not the best paper, but very reminiscent of the Jane Davenport. I really, really like that Jane Davenport watercolor journal that they sold at Michael's. I don't know if they're still, I haven't been to Michael's, my friends, in probably, for sure, 3 years. For sure. I don't know if they still sell them or not, but I really enjoyed that journal. I should show it again because that's where I really fell in love with watercolor swatching. The brushes I like to use smaller brushes, especially if you're working in a smaller journal. This is a Princeton Neptune number 6. I also have a Princeton Neptune number 4 close to me. Elizabeth just bought the Gansai Tambi graphite set. That's what I got too. My mother bought me these for Christmas. The Gansai Tambi granulating, the graphite set, and the new what do they call them? Heirloom colors, vintage colors. I forget. There's a new one. No more Jane products at Michael's. Oh, that's sad. See, again, I have no idea what they even sell at Michael's these days. All right. So I have my little palette. Trying to get organized so we can see everything on camera. Let me get my reading glasses. Where did they go? There they are. Show the Jane Davenport journal. There were the ones that were small. I can go and find it here. I might have to go to my room and get to my bedroom and get the set of reading glasses I need to wear, because I have these ginormous reading glasses, but then when I wear these ones, if I look up, I can't read the chat properly. It blurs the chat. Oh, it's such great times being both nearsighted and farsighted. That's okay. At least I can see. I'm very, very grateful for having the ability to see. How about it? Yeah, I gotta get my cat eye ones going on here. Gotta get my cat eye ones. All right, so I'll use my continuous sprayer to just wet this side of my palette that I'm using. So I got a little bit of there. I got a palette that I mix. And for all this entire journal, I've only been using 2 colors. So some of you guys have asked me how I get so many colors by just using 2. So I'm going to show you. The first thing I do, normally, okay, I'm arting on the couch here. Normally when I do this, it's like literally on my lap. You're not distracting me at all. I like to be distracted. Well, I don't know if everybody likes me to be distracted, but I like to be distracted. I don't know what they used to call them. Like, she had big ones and then she had smaller ones. But I definitely should show it. All right. So the first thing I do, that neutral tint, it needs to add a little bit more water to it. So I usually have one section where I have one color. Oh yeah, I don't know how well you guys are going to be able to see this, but like I said, we'll grow together. And I just start painting, guys. I just see, okay, what does this look like? And I'm like, oh, that's too much water. And I'll just do another swatch. Maybe I'll add a little bit more neutral tint. This is Daniel Smith, I believe. They call it neutral tint, but it's very purple. I don't know. I know it seems pretty far away, so I'm not sure if you guys can tell that it's purplish or not. So if I get a darker area like that, I'll dip my brush partially in the water, take off a lot of it, and then I'll go down on it again. Now this is a lot of water. My brush is holding a lot of water today. But I do like the way I'll let it touch on purpose so that I get those blooms and all those funny things. Who can hear Bella grunting? Bella, you need to go by? You want to drink some water? Okay, go. Hold on. Hold the fort. Go. Go. I know everybody knows you're a pug. Everybody knows. They don't need to hear you grunting. Everybody knows you're a pug. Keep on going. Move that butt. You too. Are you going as well, lovey? Come on, Asha. You go. Little update on the puppies if you weren't here yesterday. They're 15 now. Bella's really healthy and strong, if just a little bit overweight. Asha's blind and deaf. But other than that, fully healthy. So that's color number 1. We'll go now into the quinacridone. I think I was going to use quinacridone rose. Here, Quin Rose. Add a little water to this. So I just go to my second color and I start swatching. My hands are shaky tonight. Usually I do this first thing in the morning, so it's not like right now where I've had, I don't know, about 5 coffees today. I am still a major coffee drinker. So again, I'm going to dip it in. I'm going to rub my brush against the edge of the water container, and I'll get a different shade, a lighter shade of the same color. So that's still pretty vibrant. So I'm going to do it a third time, or a second time, I guess I should say, a third swatch. And every time you do this, you'll just get a lighter and lighter shade. And one more. My hands are also shaky because I'm pretty far away from my body right now, arting on the couch just like old times. All right, so now let's mix them together. So I'll take a little bit of neutral tint, I'll put it over here. Clean my brush tiny bit. I probably should have done the Queen Rose first. Lots of times I like to do this on a flat palette so I'm able to like let them run together and all that fun stuff. But I don't worry about proportion. Like when I say proportion, I don't worry about how big the swatches are, whether it's going to exactly fit. You know, this has 8 swatches across the top of the page. I don't worry about any of that stuff. You can see I have some little guys over here. I just want to put paint down and enjoy what it looks like. So that made a burgundy, a maroon. Oh, it does look purple. Bella Bella. I was seeing a pug puppy up for rescue. Oh, I love pugs. That's for sure. So I just wiped off my brush again to get a lighter version of that color. I wonder if I move this up a bit, if that would help you guys see. Where can I use that on top, or is that holding it down? This, yeah. Oh, hold the fort. Shaky, shaky. Let's see if this helps. Although, no, can't do that because then I'm just gonna tilt. I have to get access to my palette. We'll get better. Like I said, every stream, guys, we're gonna get a little bit better. So I think I'm gonna add a little bit. So I go from here. So I have that kind of this, I don't know if you would call it mother color or not. So I'm gonna add a tiny bit more of the neutral tint. I don't even blend it necessarily all the way. I just put a little bit of this one and a little bit of that one, and then go back, add a little bit of water. Just kind of whatever I feel like. I'm gonna let this touch a little bit, but it might already be too dry. But my favorite thing to do, dip it in, remove a little bit of the excess water, and get that lighter shade. So I might go back and just go to have a little Queen Rose. Add a little Queen Rose. I find watercolor swatching to be very, like I said, meditative and mindful. That's really helped. And if you're just, oh, look at that. That's bad news. I don't know if you can see that there. Now that I have my glasses on, it's harder for me to see my screen or what's clear on my screen or not. But I have a whole bunch of splots, unintentional splots on my paper here. Make a lighter color of this one. My clip is kind of in the way of my hand right now. And then sometimes when I have a lighter color, I'll go dip back into one of the darker ones and just drop it in. Sometimes I drop in color, sometimes I drop in water. Back to the Queen Rose, add some water to that. Go back into this pile. Yeah, I'm going to have to move that clip now because it's definitely in my way. This is making some very interesting burgundies. Again, I don't know what color you guys are seeing necessarily. I'll have to go back and look at the replay myself. But it's definitely making some interesting burgundies. I definitely need some more neutral tint in that, though. Make it a little bit darker. I don't know if it'll overpower the quinacridone rose all, outright, but we shall see if it's a little bit different. So tell me something. What was the last thing you created? I would love to know. Pretty much I've just been focusing on this little journal, or watercolor sketchbook. I'm just adding water. I'm just dropping in and get some blooming action there. Yeah, I can't see with my glasses on, unfortunately. If you saw me right now, you'd be laughing because I've got two pairs of glasses on. I've got my regular glasses and I've got reading glasses on top of it. I need to get me some bifocals, but I'm resisting. You guys can zoom in because I can't get the control. I haven't figured out how to get my Logitech controller to work, how it used to work. Oh, hi Kathy. No need to chat. I'm just happy that everybody's here. Does my voice, has it been crackling? I noticed on my last stream it did crackle a tiny bit. I'm going to dip in a little more quinacridone rose. So you kind of see that I work from, I don't want to necessarily call it a mother color, but it's a mix of the two colors that I use, and I just kind of go back and forth and add a little bit and take away a little bit, or not take away, but add a little bit more water. I'll let that blend in together. I don't mind if I contaminate the colors on my palette. Oh, I definitely, this is really wet, this swatch. I'm definitely gonna, oh, I don't know if you saw that. My brush flicked all over the place. I got, again, more unintentional spots. It's all right. I love how that flowed in there together. I unintentionally let that one touch, but we'll just move it down. No big deal. Definitely need some more Quin Rose. I wonder if I had used, instead of Quin Rose, if I used the Pyrrole Red, if I would get more of a vibrant purple rather than this kind of burgundy color. I think we need a little pop more of the full Quin Red. And I'm going to move this clip here. Oh, I definitely have to set up my art table. That's for sure. This is, if I do a lot of art on the couch. I do a lot of drawing and coloring and all of that, but I'm usually doing it right on my lap. I'm not doing it over a table, kind of hunched over. So I apologize for that. Sorry if that was loud. This one's a little lighter. And even this swatch is really light, but it does dry. When it dries, you definitely can see it. Just like a little wash. One more line. It all, I have on some pages I've done 4 columns and then wrote on the bottom what watercolor I've been using and the date, what day it is. And sometimes I just do the full page of swatches because I figure, well, it's chronological. I don't have to write the date on every page, because I am doing it every day. So I'm just looking at least on the app, YouTube. Hi, Ali. YouTube allows the viewers to zoom in. For real? I have never noticed that. I am going to try it. And it's clear. Wow. Welcome, Artsy Chick. I'm happy to be back. I'm so appreciative of everybody here. I'm just contaminating everything over here. I'm going back to the neutral tint. So I don't know. Today, if I guess I'll, because this was an experience, definitely was an experience. Because this is an experiment between the neutral tint and the Quinn Rose, I think I will keep space at the bottom for some notes. Maybe I'll add a little Quinn Rose here on the side. Ooh, that bloomed quickly. I'm glad there's no outside noise. We haven't heard any sirens. The fire alarm hasn't gone off. Everything's going great. I'm just going to tilt that. There is a puddle there. So I want to try to just tilt it up. I join them, so I'm just trying to get that to bloom into the next one by tilting my journal a little bit. And then the watercolor will do the rest. I think I need some neutral tint just on its own again, because we have a lot of Quinn Rose going on and not a lot of neutral tint. So sometimes I just go back to the, well, that color's not exactly full strength. I guess it's pretty watered down right now. We'll add a little some out of the pan. But I'm impressed. I filled this palette, guys. This is a Daniel Smith palette. There might be 1 or 2 grams in there. But I filled this palette, probably 5 or 6 years ago. And nothing's cracked. When I opened it, nothing. Sometimes when you have palettes that are dried out, you haven't used in a long time, and then they separate and then they shake around, and then you're like, I definitely know Julie Topaz. Everything okay with her? I'm getting nervous. Julie Topaz, I believe, started watching me before. She's been watching me for a very long time. I, in fact, have her as I just looked today. She was a moderator. What? Oh no! Oh, that's such sad news. Oh my goodness! This is why people. I said it yesterday too. Um. Oh, that's so sad. Why it's so important for me to keep in touch with my friends. Life is too short. Even though things go on, it's not. We I can't be disappearing and ignoring my friends. It's just not healthy, and life is too short to. Life is too short. I am so sorry to hear that. She is greatly and will be greatly missed. Oh, art is definitely a good way to get out some of those emotions and work through that. Thank you for keeping me updated, though. I appreciate that. Like I said, I was just looking at my YouTube studio today, and she was one of my moderators still. Oh, may she rest in peace. Oh, man. Much healing for sure. Ooh, I need a tissue. Oh. Drinking some coffee. I turned 46 this year myself, so I'm still a youngin' in my head. But considering I started this when I was in my early 30s, or 30 even, um, yeah, time sure flies. And it doesn't stop. That's the thing. Look at how close Look at how close this purple is, the neutral tint, to the granulating colors from the Genzai Tambi set. In real life, it's very close, actually. I'm not sure. This was the first time I used the Genzai Tambi granulating set, and I don't know if my swatches weren't big enough. I didn't like the way they separated. Uh, I didn't like the way they separated. Ooh, look at this blooming over here. I love blooming. I love blooming. I love when they bleed together. I do all of this on purpose. I do all this on purpose. So I hope that helps, a little bit. It's just back and forth, a little bit of this one, a little bit of that one. Depending on the color combinations you use, you might get you might you might get more of a gradient of colors than than two that are similar. For example, like this one, I found that I got a lot of different colors. Now that's pretty washed out, I think. But with those two colors, and now see, look, I didn't write which ones they were. Um, it was a purple and a red, though. It was definitely a pyro red with some type of, I mean, imagine it'd probably be quinacridone purple or something. Oh, look at it here. Thank you so much for coming, Diana. I truly appreciate you. That I did know, Ali. Yeah. Really? I didn't know the end of that sentence. Good for her. Life changes. Like I said, Simon and I, broke up a couple of years ago. I have a new man. His name is Jake. He's here, but he's shy. And Asha's yawning. I hope that helps. Any questions about how I swatch or what I'm doing for the 100-day project or where I've been, what I've done? Any questions for me? I'm so happy everybody's here. I know I keep saying it, but I truly am grateful, guys. I truly am grateful. I myself, I had I don't know, well, it was about, I guess, a month and a half ago. I don't know if I'm waiting for a neurologist appointment, some type of seizure or maybe a mini stroke or something. We don't know yet, but you just never know, right? See you soon. But I'm okay. I feel okay. It was just one random incident. I've never had a seizure before. Um, I don't have I still never got a driver's license, so they would have taken it away if I had. But anyways, that did also give me a kick in the pants to come back streaming because again, life is too short to not do what you love to do. When am I going to come on again? Well, today I have Thursday and Fridays off. Again, I have been thinking about streaming in the morning. This only takes 50 if I don't talk very much, as much as I do. Usually my swatches for these few swatches only take 15 minutes, maybe. I thought about doing a quick half an hour stream in the mornings, but I would have to wait till my setup's done at my art table. But for sure, I'll be. Oh, Barb said goodbye to her Siamese cat last week, chance. Oh, the studio kitties. Um, so for sure, I'll be back next Thursday for a longer stream. It all depends how I feel in the mornings. I do want to test stream again. I need to work out this white balance issue. I definitely going to have to test stream over when I get my art table set up because, you know, even though I started arting on the couch, I started all this by arting on the couch. Sometimes it's hard when you're leaning over like this. Unless I have it set up where you guys are literally looking at my lap, but I might get. I'm not monetized anyways. I was gonna say I might get demonetized, but I'm not monetized anyways. So I guess we can stream from my lap. I don't know. But I truly appreciate everybody being here. I guess that's the only update of my life. A lap streamer. Oh no. Terry. That's a cute emoji. I've never seen that one before. Oh, I've only been streaming for an hour. What should we do, guys? Should we just go and call her a night? I don't have too much else to show. Did my watercolors. Post this on Instagram so I don't, miss my. This is day number 13, so I don't want to. I don't want to mess up my streak. It's one of the YouTube emojis. That's awesome. I love me some YouTube. Like, I watch a lot, but I just watch random stuff. Like I was saying yesterday, I'm so fascinated by people climbing Mount Everest. Like, it's just craziness. I never knew like this whole world existed. Not that I ever want to go. I don't even want to go hiking, but I find it very interesting to watch other people go up Mount Everest. Good night, Carol. Maybe you guys can tell me about some of the new art products I've missed in the past few years. What's your favorite art supply? A newer art supply that's come out in the past couple of years that I should know about? That's a good question. I want to be enabled. Your daughter climbed Mount Kilimanjaro? Wow. That's awesome, man. Because once you get in the Everest videos, then you see Kilimanjaro, K2. You see all these other mountain videos. I don't know. I get now. There's a guy in his YouTube channel called Steve Wallace. He's doing like stealth camping and stuff. Maybe I need to get outdoors. Maybe something's telling me I need to get outdoors. I don't know. I think the most exciting thing, other than the let me see. I could probably move around. Maybe I'll show you some of the acrylic markers I have. No, I can't reach them. I was teasing. I can't reach them. And I don't know what's on American Amazon anymore versus Canadian Amazon, because I haven't looked at the American Amazon in a long time, or Amazon.com versus Amazon.ca. Like I said, what's really that Dina Wakely, I need that journal. I probably have to. Is scrapbook.com still open? Or what was the other one we saw? Simon Says Stamp? Because I guess that's where the Dina Wake, the Ranger. I looked on Amazon and they're not on Amazon yet, but I love that Ledger book. I haven't been excited about some type of art supply, that type of art supply in a long time. In a long time. Other than these fancy acrylic markers. That's amazing. I got to write in that later. Clean up while we're chatting here. Well, if nobody, maybe I should just call her a night. I think so. I truly appreciate joggles. Gosh, I haven't thought of joggles in a long time. That's still around, eh? Look at the white balance on my palette. Holy smokers. It's frustrating. Like, I want to do more art, but I'm not set up right now to do anything on the couch other than color. But it is my Friday night. No, today's my Sunday. Tomorrow it's Friday night, but today's my Sunday. I have to work tomorrow afternoon. I still work afternoons. Joggers collabs with Elizabeth S. I'm not sure who Elizabeth S. is. Elizabeth St. Hilaire. No idea who that is. Like I said, when I am so out of the loop when it comes to what's going on. I kind of do my own thing. I was thinking of an art journal page last night, a title. And I'm like staying in my own lane, except for I don't know how to drive. I thought I had to. So I was brainstorming or I was inspired about an art journal page with that title last night. So I was thinking about how I was going to, what type of collage and painting I was going to do around that title. Stay in my own lane, but I don't know how to drive. No, I just want to do my own thing. I don't necessarily, and I've never been that way. Necessarily, what's trendy or not. I just want to do what feels good to me. If it's dated and it's not what's trendy right now, oh well. Mm, Elizabeth St. Hilaire. I'll write that down. Where's my morning page journal? Which is just some, I think this is what, Graphics 45, old Graphics 45 paper that I covered. I still use comp books, my friends, a lot. A lot. But I write a lot for my morning pages still. Helen St. Pierre. Helen St. Oh, I want to say, why did I say Pierre? St. Helen. Hilare. All right, I'll check her out. Or them out. It's Artie Dar in the house. Wonderful to see you, Dar. Hopefully you're well. She's the one who got a jelly plate in the size of paper, 9 and 11. Oh, that's brilliant. I definitely like the thought of that size of jelly plate because I love 8.5 by jelly plating on 8.5 by 11 paper, and oh, I'm gonna have to look into that. I wonder if they sell that size on Amazon. Oh, I'm gonna have to work some overtime for this. Yeah, I do write tiny. When I'm writing my morning pages, I do write two. So in each line, this is college world, and I do write two lines in one space. Oh, welcome, Virginia, Helen, and a ham basket. See, thank you for letting me know what your name used to be, because I know it's so easy to change your name here on YouTube, and it's been a long time. I don't still work at Tim Hortons. I work at, thank goodness, I work at a major grocery chain warehouse where we ship the produce and meat to many different grocery stores across Ontario. And I'm in inventory control and I absolutely love my job. I am not a Virgo. I am a Leo, if you can't tell. I, I'm the epitome. If you go look up what a Leo is, I'm all of those things. Except for I like to be the leader, but not necessarily the center of attention. And here I say that while I'm live streaming, right? So I guess it's not true. I'm a Leo. Helen and Ham back on Ustream. I wonder if Ustream's still around. I mean, we all went off of it because it cost money. I wonder if it's still a thing. I don't know. I mean, YouTube. Remember when we were all so scared to go to YouTube, and now it's like the place to stream. But I think I'm gonna head over. I think I'm gonna go eat some dinner. Usually, I don't have dinner till after I get home, which is like 12 in the morning. It went totally corporate. Yeah, I mean, it was gonna cost 100 back then. It was gonna cost $100 for us to continue streaming on Ustream. But it was good while it lasted. That's for sure. It was good while it lasted. Oh, again, I live in Toronto proper now, so you're gonna be able to. You'll hear a lot of city noises. I don't live downtown, but I live in a very busy area of Toronto. Of Toronto, which feels good. I'm a big city girl, so being back in the city is definitely good. Like I can walk. It's far from work, but I can walk anywhere I want to in like 5 minutes, whether it's the grocery store or Shoppers or Dollarama or dog, anywhere. I am not Artie Dar. No, I'm not with Simon anymore. We broke up about 2 years ago. Very amicably. He's still a great friend. Yeah, Virginia, you're not getting notifications. What you can do is unsubscribe, resubscribe, and hit the bell, and that seems to help. But when you're not, I let my channel be demonetized, and when you're not monetized, YouTube doesn't promote your videos very much because they're not making money on it, right? So that's why the comments, the thumbs up, all that watching, the watch time hours, all that helps. But I streamed for a long time for free, and I'm happy to stream now for free. So I'm not too worried about that. I guess it'll be nice, but it's not something I really worry about it. But I do like the likes or dislikes, whichever one you want. Either way. I try to post on Facebook, but we were talking at the beginning of the stream. I gotta find a better way to communicate when I'm streaming, whether that's with my community post or oh, the white balance on this is driving me nuts. I love this palette. It's Medine. I got it on Amazon years ago. Years ago. Put something here to interesting to look at while we're chatting. Yeah, they're right here actually. Gansai Tembi granulating watercolors. I got them for Christmas from my mom. I'm not quite sure what the empty pan is for. I've only used them twice. I used them yesterday. The first two colors in the set yesterday when I did this. Again, I apologize that the close-up's it's not going to autofocus. And when I got them, the first day I got them, these are the colors. And then this is I think it's the graphite set they call it. Did they call it graphite? I think one of you told me that they called it graphite. But my mom got me both of those for Christmas and the new vintage or whatever color set that they came out with that has like quite a few. Yeah, they're going to be fun to play with. I definitely need to like play around. I saw somebody, when I first saw them, I saw somebody and she had so much water on her paper and like was moving it and moving the paper so that it all moved around. And I'm just like, that looks messy. I don't even remember if she used a brush. But anyways, I got to play around with them for sure. On better paper. I've got some cotton paper. I've got other books. Ooh, somebody wanted to see what the Jane Davenport journal looked like. I can go get that if you want, or we could just go. I don't know. I don't know if people are having a good time. I don't know if I'm boring the pants off of everybody. I don't know. I don't know if I should go eat something. Drinking coffee. I'm going to be I normally stay up till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning anyways because of my shift at work, afternoon shift at work. I think I'm going to get that book. One quick second. I just have to go to my bedroom. Asha's just prancing around. So there is some coffee stains on this. It's some coffee stains, so I completely filled this whole journal. It's not time to go out yet, Bella. Not yet. So it looked like this. Oh boy, is it yellowed. Maybe I should paint this bad boy. There were other ones. I have another one that has swatches in it that go lay down. You go lie down. Nobody wants to hear you snort. Well, then maybe they do. But time to go lay down. Oh, if you see Bella now, she have all gray hair, huh? Say your face is all gray now. No more black. No more pug black, right? The way my camera's set up, I can't show them, but I'll post a picture shortly. They look like this. There was a bigger one. I still have a bigger one I haven't filled up, but I definitely like. I think this was 6x9, but this was the first watercolor sketchbook I made, and I this is where I practiced. That was a hot mess. I had other watercolor on underneath it. That's why this looked so funny because there was other watercolor on under it. But man, I forgot how small the swatches I used to make were. Again, there was more watercolor underneath this. Look at, shaking the camera. Asha, come. Asha's scratching on the. I have my camera is precar. Oh, I vape. That's terrible. My camera is precariously. Hi, Jane. You're still a mod. I think it was automatically set up. Oh, it's so wonderful to see you. Let me know if you don't want to be a mod. There's nothing to mod, anyways. It was just one of those. It's been there for a long time. Good night, Sharon. Thank you so much for being here. Tiny swatches. Thank you so much. Yeah, terrible. Don't vape. I find like I smoked for a long time. Um, I didn't smoke, and I started smoking, and then vaping. I find more addictive than smoking. Like way more addictive. I never smoked in my house, so it forced me to go outside. Vaping is terrible. It's like look, it was in my hand, and I didn't even know it was in my hand. Like it's just that easy to have around. Anyways, one of these days, very tiny watercolor swatches. But I was probably using a size 4 brush there. Some salt experiments. So these, same thing I'm doing now. All of these colors just came from M. Graham's Prussian blue and Indian yellow with a size 4 and 6 rounds. So mostly probably use size 4 rounds down here. But this paper, it didn't have as much tooth to it. I guess it wasn't as rough. But I loved how it looked. So I very inspired by Anna Victoria Calderon. I took one of her classes on Skillshare way back when. Like, do I even have a date on this journal? I guess not. Probably. I probably haven't dated anything in here. But it's been a while. Let me see. Hold on. I gotta bring it close because I can't see. No. Just says what Jane Davenport watercolors in a black snap, a black velvet. Oh, this one said it does. It says July 10th, 1917. 2017. Oh boy, so that was a few years ago. 1917 was definitely a few years ago. I did longer swatches. These were done with moon glow, jelly roll moon glow, where I just colored a little bit and then used water to blend it down. Oh, thank you, Jane. This is M. Graham Ultramarine Blue and Azo Green, and a Cotman number 4. So lots of different shades and colors just from 2. I was swatching some of the Daniel Smith. Oh, what are those called? Does it say on here? These are the like Bloodstone Genuine, Black Tourmaline. Oh, it'll come to me. It's all like the gemstone line. Lapis Lazuli. Uh, Primatex? No. Maybe? Help me, guys. This is definitely inspired by Anna Victoria Calderon. Same as this, especially these type of ones. Oh, I really enjoyed this journal. 2017. So 8 years ago. I really liked how this turned out. Prima Tech. Thank you, Linda. I really liked how this turned out. That was fun to do. So it's similar. Maybe in my watercolor swatches for the 100-day project, I'm gonna have to go back to doing some of these smaller ones again. Well, thinner swatches, if you will, like this. So I really like the Jane Davenport journals. It's sad that they're not being sold at Michael's anymore. I don't know if she may. They're probably not being sold at all anymore. I could be wrong. I loved how these turned out. Some triangles inspired by Anna Victoria Calderon. Some gemstones. I filled up this entire book. And sometimes I would just use leftover stuff that was on my palette. It was more of just a way to calm down or meditate um, than creating art necessarily. This is the Amethyst Genuine. Oh, that's so nice. I don't know. You can't see it in real life, but the Daniel Smith one. I think this was neutral tint. This was the color we used tonight. Thanks, Star. Does Jane Davenport have some new journals? Are they mixed media journals or are they watercolor ones? Although I suppose this is mixed media. Oh, missed a page. I love the granulating stuff. It's one of my favorite. And there's so many. And then I just stuck in all the Prima and Jane Davenport watercolor wrappers from the pans. Boy, is that I need to paint this journal. That's seen some better days. That's seen some better days. That's for sure. Yeah, Z would know all the details on Jane, that's for sure. I think I'm gonna head out, guys. I truly appreciate everybody being here. Keep an eye out on my community tab or Facebook when I show up again. Ah, Tracy. Wonderful to see you, my friend. Wow, it's been forever. It's been forever. Like I said, I haven't streamed for more than 3 years. Just that anyone is showing up and being here, I'm truly blessed and truly grateful. Um, I can't wait to restart this journey. I am feeling good. I am at a completely different phase of life right now, and truly grateful that everybody's still around and that we can rebuild this community. I'm so happy. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you soon. See you lap streaming on Thursday. That's some lap stream and get myself in trouble. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night. Have a great weekend. It's going to be my Monday tomorrow. But so for me, today's Sunday night. I'm going to enjoy a nice, relaxing night. And we'll see you all over. Again, if you don't follow me on Instagram, follow me so I can follow you back. That's where I'm looking at I want to see all of your art. Like I said, everybody knows what's going on Facebook, and Facebook confuses the crap out of me, anyways. Because why do I want to see a post that's 4 days old? Why can't they be in the right timeline like they used to? Oh my gosh! But anyways, thank you again for everyone for being here. I truly appreciate you, and we'll see you soon. Much love, everyone.